Can you see me, Todd?
Sure can you and hear you. So for everybody out there, welcome.
Well, good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you to our Wednesday night presentation. My name is Gina Strand, and along with my husband, Todd, we are coming to you live from Southern California. We are a travel company, and we're going to show you how you can travel more, travel better, and earn free travel. And I've got to share with you all that this has just been an absolutely wonderful, life-changing experience for Todd and I since we joined Travorium. Our daughter earned a Division I softball scholarship to a school in Illinois, but we live in Southern California. So as you can imagine, it gets quite expensive as you are traveling around the country to watch her play. So we were introduced to this travel company where we were able to use a travel site that we realized we could start saving 50, 60, and 70% off on hotels. Well, we started sharing that with other parents on the team who also, wanted to save money on hotels. And before you knew it, we spread to over 60 countries just by sharing with a few friends. For us, what really got exciting is 11 months ago, I was able to quit my corporate job of 20 years and continue to travel and build our business. And my husband likes to say that the more money we make and the more fun we have. It's been pretty exciting. So tonight we're going to walk you through a PowerPoint presentation and give you a better demonstration of who we are, why have we been exploding, and more importantly, why you might want to join us. Here you see on our first screen is our CEO and founders, David and Adela Hart, and they have combined 30 years of experience in both traditional and direct sales. David Hart was also runner-up for Entrepreneur of the Year from Inc. magazine. On the screen there, you see our Temecula corporate office, and we also have a corporate office in Madrid, Spain. And this past weekend, we just got done celebrating that we entered into our 11th year of business. So it's pretty exciting. Our company now has customer service in 4 different languages, and we have spread to over 63 countries. We've also always paid commissions on time, every single time. And then I'm going to pass it over to Todd, where he can go ahead and share with you some of our examples we have.
Yeah. And again, so for everybody out there, obviously, as Gina's covering all the info here, I mean, for us, it's been a massive blessing. What started off as a way to save some money with softball, turned into $1 million business and turned into you being able to, quit your job. We got to the point where the travel thing was paying us 10 times as much as what she was making with the Kohl's department store as a manager. And so she was able to tell her boss, it just doesn't make sense for me to be here anymore. Take this job and shove it. And so now we just travel, have fun. And as you mentioned, the more fun we have, the more money we make. The company does have customer service in 4 languages. We're getting ready to add a 5th, which is going to be incredible. And when you look at the company, I mean, not only are we in 60 plus countries, not only are we going into our 11th year in business, not only have we paid out the millions in commissions all around the globe, but we actually doubled in size during the global pandemic. I want you to think about that for a moment. We're a travel company. You would think that a pandemic would be the kryptonite to a travel company. I mean, the very thing that's going to take you out. And instead, we have a travel offering so enticing, so incredible that we actually doubled in size during that. And there we go, lost my volume there. We're doing some unique things that just never been done in travel. We're doing things that no company's ever done in travel, the things that no company's ever done in recognition, and we're doing some things that have never been done in the area of compensation. Now, when it comes to travel, the number one thing is we're allowing people to book at the travel agent rate. And I'm going to break that down, what that means. But as Gina mentioned a moment ago, you can book travel for up to 70% off when you get rid of all of the markup. Secondarily, when people say, hey, what's that thing that really makes you unique? In my opinion, it's not just the fact that you can save money on travel. It's the fact that you can earn free travel. And so for Gina and I, when we were doing the softball tournaments, we get hooked up with the program. We're booking hotels 70% off, 50% off, sometimes only 30% off, but just call it on average, we're getting them for half price. Well, other parents on the team saw what we were paying versus what they were paying. I'm like, wait a minute, how'd you get that rate? it's this travel thing we joined. You probably wouldn't want to know, right? Of course, they're like, hello. And so, we were not the only parents on the team who liked the idea of booking travel at half the price. And so we got 3 people instantaneously. Well, eventually, my wife has an account. I have an account. She told 3, I told 3. Between the 2 of us, we're earning 6 vacations per year that cost us virtually nothing. I mean, we just landed Monday night. We were gone. We went to Venice, Italy. We went to Barcelona, Spain. We went to Athens, Greece. And when we were in Barcelona, I mean, we had this beautiful property. In fact, I was up on the rooftop shooting a video. So we're up on the rooftop. You can see all of Barcelona. The Mediterranean Sea is right there. You can see all the mountains surrounding the city. You can see all of that European history, buildings and churches that are older than the entire country we reside in, the United States. I mean, buildings that are 500 years old. I mean, the thing is just absolutely majestic. And we were there for 5 days for $260. I mean, so again, just go out and tell 3 people you can earn free travel. And then finally, we show people how to have a phone-based business, not a home-based business, but a phone-based business where you can make a ton of money, showing other people how they can travel for less, showing other people how they can earn free travel. And of course, some people then also choose to partner with our company because they want to make some money. Now, when it comes to the travel industry, it happens to be the single largest industry in the world. Nothing comes even close to it. In fact, I'll give you some numbers here. Before the pandemic happened, travel was a $9 trillion industry. Well, then here comes the pandemic, which, people obviously quit traveling. So travel went from 9 trillion and it got as low as 4.7 trillion. So it plummeted from 9 trillion to 4.7 trillion. But at 4.7 trillion, it was still the single largest industry in the world. I mean, nothing even remotely, even travel at half the size, it's still the biggest industry in the world. Nothing comes close because it's the one thing everybody wants to do. Well, the reason this is important is that there's 2 sides to it. One, if you ask 100 people tomorrow, if you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? Number 1 answer, I travel. If you ask people about their bucket list, that list of things that people want to do before I die, or some people 3 very important words, before I die, here are the things I want to do in life. Here are my dreams. And on that list of before I die, for most people, are all these travel destinations. And then you can ask people, well, if these are your dreams, why don't you go? And the answer is always the same. Well, I can't afford it. And no one ever thought to put together a program where you could join the program and you could book for 70% off. And if you tell 3 people, you could earn free travel. We could go check off 3 bucket list items this year just that quickly. And then, of course, if you decide to turn this into a business, you can tell a few who tell a few, and you can make some extra money with the company. For some people, it's $500 a month. For some people, it's a couple thousand a month. For some people like my wife, Gina, it's turned into something just beyond anybody's dreams. And so, again, we're going to kind of cover all of that. But again, travel very big. And the other thing is that it's timeless. Sometimes when people look at different things to do to make money, maybe they get involved with a company and, like I saw people that were selling CBD. And of course, that was the big rave for a moment. Man, so we got CBD. I mean, they were selling like crazy, making great money. But then guess what? Every store in town had CBD and it was no longer exciting. And they're no longer making any money doing that. So sometimes you get involved with a product, it's more of a fad. It's more of a trend. When you look at the travel industry, I mean, people were traveling at the time of Christ. In fact, we all sing the song every Christmas, right? He was born in a manger. Why? There was no room at the inn. There was no room at the hotel. The kid couldn't get a room. You couldn't get on the phone back then and dial up Travorium and, get a great deal. That didn't happen, right? So he had to go be born in a manger. So, I mean, we even sing it in the Christmas songs. We're, literally referring to the fact that they were traveling and there were no hotels available. So he was born in a manger. So they were traveling 2,000 years ago at the time of Christ. They were traveling 500 years ago. They were traveling 100 years ago. They're traveling now. And they'll be traveling hundreds of years after all of us are gone. It is a timeless product where people always have wanted to travel. They're always going to want to travel. And when you can show people how to do it for less, legitimately for less, and we can do a back office deep dive with any one of you anytime you wish, where we go into the back office, we pull up Expedia, we pull up our site. We've done this tons of times. We do the side-by-side comparison. It's not even close. I mean, I had a gentleman, I think it was about a month ago. He says, can you really save people money? And I go, sure. And he goes, so we hop on a Zoom together. I pull up the back office. I go, where do you want to go? He wanted to go to Las Vegas. So I pull up Las Vegas. I pulled up this property called the Virgin Hotel Curio Collection by Hilton. Gorgeous place. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Then I go over to Expedia site. I'm on a Zoom and screen share. You can see me do all the typing. So I go to expedia.com, type in Las Vegas. I type in the dates he wanted. I pull up the same Virgin Hotel. On Expedia site, it was $1,018. On our site, same place, same date, same everything, it was $246. I mean, guys, it's not even close. Now, we're not always 75% off. Sometimes we're only 50. Sometimes we're only 40. I mean, on a bad day, it's only 20, but we are legitimately showing people how to save huge money in travel in all of the usual arenas. I mean, whether it be cruises, resorts, shows, rental cars, obviously hotels, all of these types of areas. Now, people say, how are you guys able to get better rates than Expedia, better rates than Priceline? And this is when it comes to understanding the travel industry. One of the videos that we can send to you, it comes from NBC News Los Angeles. And in the NBC News investigative reports, by the way, this came out a little bit over a year ago. And this is when they exposed the travel industry for the monopoly that's going on. So NBC News Los Angeles says, you think you're price shopping, but you're not, because every site that you go to is owned by one of two companies. They literally sit back and watch you go to Expedia, Orbitz, Trivago, Hotwire, Travelocity. You're bouncing site to site. You think you're price shopping, and these guys are going, I wonder who they're going to choose, because the money's all coming to the exact same place, no matter who you choose. The fix is in. And so to give you an example, my own daughter was booking her honeymoon, and she wanted to go to the Maldives, get one of those private bungalows above the water where you can jump off your own back deck right into the ocean. And on Expedia's website, they go for $10,000. On our site, they go for $6,000. Same room, same date, same everything. And I had people say, well, come on, Todd, Expedia, that's a big company. There's no way you guys are getting a better rate than them. To which I always reply, you are 100% correct. We do not have a better rate than Expedia. That's what I'm trying to tell you. $6,000 is the rate. Expedia chose to mark it up to 10 grand. Then they bought up every other site you can think of. So when you go to price check, you'll see a similar price on every other site, which they happen to own, making you believe, well, it must be 10 grand. I checked 5 sites. They're all similar in price. And then you pay the money and they are making billions and billions and billions. All you got to do is Google top 10 internet companies in the world. And on that list of the top 10 in the world, you'll see Facebook, Alibaba, eBay, Netflix, Amazon, Google, and you'll also see Expedia and Priceline. And at first glance, you think, well, sure, Todd, they're big companies, and that doesn't surprise us. But if you dive a little deeper, these guys do not own anything travel related. They don't own a hotel. They don't own a car rental agency. They don't own a cruise or an airline. How are they making billions and billions and billions and billions every single month, just like Amazon, Facebook, Google, and all the other people? Oh, that's right, because they own a monopoly. And when you get rid of that monopoly, when you get rid of all of that markup, they're driving the price of travel up. And oh, by the way, the NBC News video, which again, we can send that to you. The NBC News video also said calling the hotel directly isn't going to help you either, because the hotel's afraid to undercut Expedia and Priceline. Otherwise, those guys will take the hotel off their platform, and there goes all their traffic, there goes all their business, there goes all their money. And so they're basically, hey, whatever Expedia does, we have to do. These guys are setting the price. They're fixing the price. So again, get rid of all of that in your book and travel for significantly less. Here's another example. The Crystal Cancun Resort, $1,797 on their site, $1,148 on our site. Here's the Paradise Point Hotel in San Diego, $1,307 on their site, $600 something on our site. I mean, guys, this is on 3 nights. I mean, we are literally $200 per night less. Now, if you've never been to San Diego, it's a beautiful city. And I don't know about what goes on in your household, but I can tell you in my household, my wife has got something better to do with $200 a night than give it to some Expedia website, right? I mean, she'd rather go shopping and dining and those kinds of things. And so again, absolutely incredible. Now, as good as all of this is not what made us big. What made us big is what I'm about to show you next. It's our Dreamcation platform. And this is a place where we can show anybody, anywhere, on any budget, how they can have an absolutely incredible dream vacation every single year. And the way it works is that with our membership, you're going to earn points every single month. Well, by the way, within about 5 months, you're going to have enough points to go on vacation for 7 nights, 8 days for nothing. You just trade in the points and go. In fact, we did that last year. We went to a place called Garza Blanca. That is in Cabo San Lucas. We were there 7 nights, 8 days for nothing, just trading in our points. And oh, by the way, if you tell 3 other people how they can legitimately save big time money on travel, then your membership is no longer coming out of your pocket. Your membership is no longer coming off your credit card, meaning the membership isn't costing you anything on an ongoing basis. Your points are free. You take your free points and you turn them in for free vacations. Now, not all vacations are free. Some vacations could cost you $1 a night. Some vacations could cost you $8 a night. We were in Barcelona for 5 days, breakfast included, and we had to pay $260 for that, or excuse me, $260 for that particular vacation. We went to Cancun last year. We were at all-inclusive. That one cost $299. But again, that was all of the drinks, all of the food, everything included. Oceanfront room for $299. Are you kidding me? So we take our free points and we trade them in for amazing experiences all over the world. Now, we have our trip incentive. That's a trip you can book the day you join the company. So if you join our company tonight, you can actually book your first trip 2 weeks from today, and you can actually be on that trip next month. And that trip does not require points. And you get one trip in that category every single year. We have like 30 different countries, 27 different places in the United States alone that you can go. And you could be there literally next month you got to pay the tax. I think the tax on it's $50. I mean, who cares, right? $50. So pay the tax. It's going to cost you $50, but you can be on that trip again within 45 days. And then from there, 5 months from today, if you signed up, you could be on your next trip. And there's in the getaway category alone, these tend to be 7 nights, 8 days. Some are 3 nights, some are 4 nights, some are 5, but most of them are 7 nights, 8 days. You can get 3 bedrooms, full kitchen, living room, dining room, flat screen TV, fireplace, jacuzzi tub in the master suite. Some are 2 bedrooms, some are 1 bedroom, some are just studio. You get to choose what kind of room you're looking for. There are 454,000 weeks in this category alone, meaning there's no blackout dates, there's no contracts, none of that applies here. You go back there, you find a great trip, you book it, you can book it 365 days out of the year, and then go have an amazing time. Now, we also happen to have world tours. Now, the world tours, this is where a lot of us go to the same property at the exact same time. So when we were in Barcelona, we had people coming in from all over the world. I mean, there were people there from Dubai, there were people there from Germany and Switzerland, people there from Belgium and France, people there from obviously Spain, people there from Mexico and Argentina and Peru, people there from the Canary Islands, people there from the United States and Canada. And it's this big, gigantic melting pot of people who are just like you. When you get to go to a world tour, you're going to meet people like, oh my gosh, you could be my BFF. And you're like, these people are amazing. Of course, they're amazing. They're people who are just like you. And when you get around people who are just like you, the energy is just infectious. It's absolutely incredible. And so you're not only at this amazing place for an amazing price, but you're now there with amazing people who are like you. Now, you can go to a world tour and never participate with all the other people. You can take your family there, go do your own thing, and pretend you don't even know those people. There's no set schedule. But you also have that option to connect with people from all over the world. And I'm telling you, it's the one part of our business that the moment I get you on a trip, you're like, that was absolutely epic. I mean, we got to do 1 or 2 of those every year. By the time you leave a world tour, you're going to have people from other countries and you're going to be hugging them. I love you, man. And you're going to be exchanging information. Hey, what's your WhatsApp? What's your Instagram? And you're going to have friends for life. And before long, you're going to go to work and you're, oh yeah, I got friends in Morocco. And then you'll be talking about your friends in Dubai. You'll be talking about your friends in Switzerland, Belgium. Oh yeah, I got some friends from Portugal. Oh yeah, I got some friends over the Solomon Islands. Like, who are you, James Bond? I mean, how do you have these friends all over the world? And so it is absolutely an incredible part of our business that it's hard to articulate, but the moment you go on a world tour, you're going to be like, I will be doing this for the rest of my life. This is absolutely incredible. So world tour categories. This is Cartagena, Colombia, 4-star resort, breakfast included. Most of our world tours, by the way, do include breakfast. And this ain't no little continental breakfast. I mean, like when we were there in Barcelona, I mean, they had the chef there that would make up the omelets or the eggs any way you want. They had pancakes and pastries and French toast and sausages, and they had a whole salad section, and they had a whole like grilled veggie section, and they had oatmeal and chia pudding. I mean, it's crazy. It's gluttony. I mean, when you're done with breakfast, you don't need lunch, right? So Cartagena, Colombia, 4 days, 4 nights, 5 days. You're there for $199 after you trade in your platinum points. And of course, if you tell 3 other people about our membership, what do those points cost you? Absolutely nothing. Maybe you want to go to Rome. My wife and I went here last year. It was our first trip ever to Rome. If you've never been to Rome, you have to put it on your list to go see the Vatican, to go see Palestine Hill. Now, if you guys know much about the Bible, half of the New Testament was written by Paul when he was imprisoned in Rome. The very walls that stood at the time when Paul was penning all of the letters that became half of the New Testament, those very walls still stand today. So when you walk on Palestine Hill, you're like, wow, this was here at the time Paul was here writing the Bible. This dates all the way back to Christ. And then you go see the Colosseum. It's 2,000 years old. And you can see the substructure where they housed all the gladiators and the various beasts. The 50,000 people who went to the Colosseum never saw that substructure. You get to see that. You can see the floor where they had the spectacle of the games. And I mean, literally 500 years of death took place on that very floor. So many Christians died there in the Colosseum. The Pope has declared it a church and done Good Friday services there. But again, you're standing in the middle of history. We went to a little town called Montepulciano, and we saw a church that was 2,500 years old, 500 years older than Christ himself. It was a temple back then. We went to a winery that was 600 years old. It was medieval, and they didn't make it medieval. It was medieval. This is how they built it way back when. And you could go to Rome. By the way, rooms in Rome run hundreds of dollars per night. You can be there for 5 days, breakfast included, $502. I mean, if you've never been to Rome, you got to put it on your list. Montego Bay, you're going to be at the Grand Palladium. You're going to have a junior ocean suite. You have an ocean front room. You got 24-hour room service, mini bar in your room. It's all the food, all of the drinks, alcohol or otherwise. They have all these amazing restaurants. You can go to the steakhouse, the Brazilian steakhouse, the Indian restaurant, the Japanese steakhouse. You can go to the French restaurant, the Italian restaurant, guaranteed to come back 10 pounds heavier. But all of the food's included. I mean, you can be there for 5 days for less money than the cost of a Motel 6. You can go to Portugal. You can go to Budapest, Hungary, Tenerife, Spain. My wife and I went here last year. Absolutely out of this world. This is the Hawaii of the Atlantic Ocean. It's off the northern coast of Africa. And it's these little volcanic islands out in the middle of the ocean, just like Hawaii is out in the middle of the Pacific. This is out in the middle of the Atlantic. Absolutely incredible. Phuket, Thailand. My buddy Danny went and got that room you're seeing right there in the bottom lower right-hand screen. He was literally on the beach. You walk out your door, all you have is sand in your toes and the ocean water right there surrounded by the mountains. And he was there for $1. Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, Las Vegas. This is Resorts World. This is the brand new $4.5 billion resort they just built. They just built this thing. Brand spanking new, 5-star. You can be there 5 days for $76. Guys, you can't go stay at the Roach Motel in Las Vegas, Nevada, where they steal your towel for $76. But here you can stay at a 5-star. I mean, whose side are you on? Sicily, Italy, right? Going to Malaga, Spain. We have friends that are there right now. Carmen, who translates me every single Tuesday when I do my call in Spain, her whole family, a big part of her team, they are literally in this resort right this very moment, sitting on the beach, drinking Mai Tais, having a great time, thinking about all of us. Morocco, Cozumel, Mexico, Dubai, one of our most popular trips. You're at a 5-star hotel, waterfront, breakfast included, 6 days, $99. Punta Cana, Malta, Paris, France. We went there last year. Athens, Greece. We were just here, guys. In fact, here, let me show you this real quick. I mean, we were here exactly 1 week ago today. In fact, I took this picture 1 week ago today. I actually shut my screen off for this. So we had 2 different doors that went to our balcony. So we have a room so big, you can go to the balcony through that door, or you can go to the balcony through that door. Our balcony was so big, you could play cornhole on the thing. So they got a whole table out there and chairs because you have the ocean view. So from our balcony, the ocean's right there. You have all the mountains surrounding Athens. You have all of downtown Athens right in front of you, all the city lights. And right there off our balcony, this is our view. I shot that from our balcony. Now that is the Acropolis. In particular, that is the Parthenon. That is 2,500 years old, 500 years older again than Christ himself. Human beings date back 4,000 years to go up on top of the mount right there. There's so much history up there. The oldest theater in the world happens to be up there. In fact, it's still an active theater. It looks like a big, gigantic, I'll show you pictures of it, but it's absolutely incredible to be there in Athens, Greece. With all of the history, the Roman Greek mythology, you've got all the Greek islands there and all the amazing food. Again, we were there for next to nothing. And with the World Tour, you sit there on the balcony because every person who goes on the World Tour gets that exact same view. So if you go, that's not something special I got, you're going to have that exact same view. And I believe the trip to Athens after you trade in your platinum points is like $300. And again, breakfast is included. The breakfast is, again, out of this world amazing. So these are the kind of experiences that you get with our company. Now, to get started with our company, there's 3 different levels of membership, and it's all based on what it is you want to accomplish. So we have our basic membership, which is $99 down to get started, and it's $49 per month. Now that allows you to book at the travel agent rate. And again, if you travel in any way, shape, or form, you're going to save a bloody fortune. Then we have our medium membership. Now with the medium membership, it's $179 down to get started, and it's $69 per month. Now with this membership, you're getting the travel agent rate, and you're basically getting 1 vacation per year. And then we have our platinum membership. This is by far our number 1 seller. It's not even close. With the platinum membership, you're getting to book at the travel agent rate. You're getting the premium tier 1 pricing. So that's a lot of the pricing I showed you throughout the presentation here. And you're going to have enough points along with the free trip incentive to go on 3 incredible vacations per year. And so again, most people do the platinum because most people think, I'm going to get 3. And if I get 3, this thing's no longer costing me anything. So I would rather have more vacations than less, better pricing than worse. So almost everybody does the platinum, but you can choose whatever level of membership you want. We also happen to have what we call our Travel Now pack. Now, this is a total option. Nobody has to do this. We'll make sure that's clear. And this is for people who want to go on a vacation now. Hey, Todd, I'm looking for points because I don't want to wait 5 months. I want to go to Athens tomorrow. I want to go to, Montego Bay tomorrow. I want to go to Malaga, Spain and hook up with your friend Carmen right now. And so you can buy this $9.99 pack. It's going to load you up at 2,000 points. Now, a lot of the trips we have back there are 1,300 points. So if you do buy this pack, you're getting 2,000 points. That's like 1.5 vacations because a lot of trips are only 1,300. So you can spend 1,300 points. You got 700 points left over. You're halfway to your next vacation. Further, when you buy this pack, it's going to qualify you for double bonuses on everybody that ever buys this pack on your team, infinitely deep from here on out forevermore. So there's a big, huge compensation plan incentive if you buy this pack, which if you do it to qualify in the comp plan means you're doing it with business intent. Therefore, you can write off the $9.99. So the $9.99 is not costing you $9.99 by the time you write it off your taxes. It's only going to cost you $500 and something. So for $500 and something bucks, you're buying 1.5 vacations. You start doing the math on that, and you're like, that's a pretty smoking deal. Yes, plus you're going to qualify for extra commissions and bonuses in the comp plan. But again, it's a total option. You don't have to do it today. You can do it at any time you wish. You can do it in the future. I just want to make you aware of it because as you have people on your team do it, and you're going to, whether you buy it or not, people on your team are going to buy that pack. And when they do, you're going to earn money on it. I'm going to show that to you in just a couple seconds. As I mentioned before, when you get started with our company, your number 1 goal, go out and tell 3 people. My wife and I, we did it instantaneously. Why? Because other parents on the softball team wanted to save money. She told 3, I told 3. Since then, we've told 333. We continue to bring in people every single month. We're constantly bumping into new people. People see us traveling. People see us having fun. Like, man, what are you guys doing? How are you going on all these trips? Well, we got this little travel thing. Well, what's that all about? Hey, I'll send you over a video. Check it out. Just by doing that, we're constantly enrolling brand new people. Getting 3 is a joke. You're not going to get 3. You're going to get 33 or 333. That's what you should be thinking. But when you do get 3, again, at that moment, this whole thing's no longer costing you any money. It's no longer coming off your credit card. Well, then you're 3 tell 3, they're 3 tell 3. And the whole thing kind of begins to spread. I call this the social sharing ripple effect. Now, this is how Facebook, got 2 billion users, although they've never once run a commercial on television. They've never once ran an advertisement in a magazine or on the radio. So how'd they get 2 billion users? Oh, that's right. I invited my friends, and my friends invited their friends, and their friends invited their friends, and their friends invited their friends. That's how Facebook built their customer base. Now, We're the ones that brought the customers to Facebook. They made Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, one of the 10 richest men in the world. Did he ever think to like, hey, cut us a check? Hey, you know what? I appreciate you bringing all those people. Hey, I'm going to write you a little check, help you out for Christmas. No, I didn't even get a Christmas card, right? He just kept the customers and kept the money. Well, we don't do that. We track all those sales. We track every single person. We track all of the viral activity that happens, and you're going to get paid on every single bit of that business. Now, I want to help you understand just how powerful this is. We have a couple in our business. Just amazing couple. We were with Pastor Deborah Taylor in San Antonio, Texas. But her and her now late husband, Guy, just have a story that's just so incredible. It helps you understand the power of what we're doing. So Deborah and Guy got started with our company. They were in their early 60s. They were both semi-retired. They're both pastors, Pastor Guy and Pastor Deborah. They loved to travel. Deborah had her own account. She told 3 people. So she was earning all of her points at no cost. Guy had an account. He told 3 people. He was earning his points at no cost. They were turning those points in for incredible vacations all over the world. They were living in resorts, visiting home. She was travel guy and he was travel guy and she was a travel girl. Just having the time of their life. Deborah had built her business to about $3,000 a month. Guy had built his business to about $2,000 a month. Well, 21 months ago, Guy, he passed on. But that book of business that he built, all of those customers that were part of his business, well, they kept wanting to save money on travel. They're like, hey, I get that your guy went to party in heaven, but we're still here on earth and we want to keep partying down here. We want to keep traveling. So they kept their membership going, which means that $2,000 check the guy was earning, that money continues to come in every single month. This is a business that is willable, inheritable, sellable. Well, in this case, he left the business to his wife, Deborah. And so that $2,000 per month is coming in every single month. Well, all of those customers that were part of Guy's team, they all had a big incentive to go out and tell 3 people. Because if you tell 3 people, then that membership's no longer costing you any money. So they told 3 people. Well, the customer base begins to grow. That check goes from $2,000 a month to $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Well, about 2 weeks ago, Guy became an ambassador in our company. What that means is that he went from $24,000 per year in income to something close to $100,000 per year in income in the last 21 months, and he's not even alive. He increased his income by $75,000 in the 21 months since he passed on. That is more money than the average American household even makes. And he did it while not even here on planet Earth. And what it is showing people is that there are better ways of making money. There are new models and ways of earning income that are far superior to what you've been taught. This idea of go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a job, the company will take care of you, give you all kinds of raises. They're going to look out for you. Eventually you're going to retire and, sail off into the sunset. You got this great pension that pays you every month. No one's buying that story anymore. That sounds like a rerun of the Brady Bunch or Leave It to Beaver or, one of them other kind of shows. So that's just not the world we live in today. And today we live in a world where if you get sick, do you continue to get paid? If you get hurt, do you continue to get paid? If there's a pandemic and you can't go to work because of the pandemic, do they keep paying you? And we're in a world today where technology, they're looking to get rid of your job or replace you or downsize you or ship your job somewhere else. You literally have a company in most places that's looking for ways to get rid of you. And when you look at this example we just gave you, where a guy told a few people how to save big time money on travel, he's making a couple of grand a month. That money keeps coming in even after he passed on. And then that customer base continued to grow, and so did the income. People are beginning to look at that and say, wow, how do I do that? And by the way, guys, the number one thing shared on social media is travel. So I'm going to walk you through the comp plan real quickly. I gave you a pretty good sense, but let's assume that you go out and bring on 4 people. We're a binary compensation program, binary meaning 2. You have a left leg, right leg. And so if you bring on 4 people, you have to drive straight down. As an example, let's assume the very first person that you happen to bring on, the first person you bring into our business, let's assume that that person is Anthony Williams. So you got Anthony on your left. And then let's assume that you bring in, we'll grab somebody else on here real quick. An example, you bring in Gary Thompson. So you got Anthony on the left, you got Gary on the right. Anybody else that you ever bring on from here on out forevermore has to go below Anthony or Gary, one of the two. You have no choice. You're just going to build straight down. So let's assume that you bring on me, my wife, Gina and I, and you put us down below Anthony. Well, let's pretend I didn't know Anthony. Anthony doesn't know me. Well, if me and Gina go out and build a big business, which we've obviously done, our team's in 60 plus countries, Anthony's going to benefit from that business and the daily pay exactly the same as me, exactly the same as you. And he didn't even know us. He was just lucky enough that we were placed down below him. And all of those people, all of that volume that spread all over the world, that every bit of that counts for him. So you're in a business where you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Okay. So you bring on 4 people building 2 legs straight down. Well, let's assume that those 4 people go out and tell a couple people each. Well, that's now going to make you a 1-star director in our company. You are now earning $400 to $700 per month in income. You've got 8 platinum customers on the left and 8 platinum customers on the right. Now let's assume those 8 people on the left, 8 on the right, tell a couple people each. Well, that's going to make you a 2-star director. You are now earning ballpark a couple $1,000s per month. Your income is somewhere between $1,050 and $2,500. That's a pretty big range because of the different types of bonuses that we have in the company. But for most people, your income is somewhere between $1,500 and getting very close to $2,000 a month. So I'm just kind of rounding up, just call it $2,000 a month, right? How did you get here? Well, I told 4 people I got myself some free vacations. You know, I got to tell 3 to get free vacations, but in our example, we're doing 4 because you get the left leg, right leg, keep the legs even. So you told 4 people, got yourself some free vacations. They told a couple people each. You're now making $400 to $700 a month. They tell a couple people each. You're now wearing a championship ring, like you see in the upper corner there on the screen, and you're making a couple $1,000s per month. Well, if you can help the 25 on the left and 25 on the right, tell a couple people each. You now got 63 left, 63 right. You now have a check that's something probably closer to $3,000, almost getting to $4,000 per month in income. If you can help those 63 on the left and 63 on the right, just tell 1 person each. Now you have an income that's like probably in the area of $5,000 per month. If you can help just half of the team, tell 1 person each on each side. That's going to make you an ambassador in our company. That's going to give you an income of somewhere between $90,000 and $110,000 per year. Our comp plan to go all the way up to $3,200 a day, over 1.5 million per year with all the different bonuses that are involved. Of course, you can have a spot. Your significant other can have a spot if you're married or have a significant other. So you can have an account. They can have an account. You both can build your business. You guys can double up on that. You can double up on the number of vacations that you're earning. We have all kinds of incredible perks here. In fact, I'm going to bring Gina back on here for a moment because my wife has gotten to do the Louis Vuitton experience here a couple of different times. And obviously this is something that is near and dear to your heart. I know how excited you and Maria were the first time you went. Of course, you've been a couple of times now, but maybe describe the Louis Vuitton experience and what that's all about.
So the Louis Vuitton experience was created by our CEO and founder, Mrs. Adela Hart. It's something she's created very special, takes a lot of pride in, and it is nothing less than first class. When we get to there, the first one we went to with Maria, it was a smaller group, but they had a private room set up for us. We had champagne, we had a personal shopper that helps us and brings out anything and everything we want to see. And then last summer, when we went in Paris, and it was with the group of girls you see there on the screen, we had transportation pick us up at the hotel. And when we get there, they have a crowd outside Louis Vuitton. They have the staff outside waiting for us, and no one else is allowed to go in yet because they're waiting for all of us to come in. So we got escorted off the van, and they were out front waiting for us and just took us up to a private room. Again, gave us champagne. We had, special snacks and treats waiting for us. And then we were delivered those beautiful gift bags right there. And we were each assigned a personal shopper again that just spent all the time with us. What we could talk about different bags we wanted and everything. It was just absolutely amazing experience. And I look forward to every person who gets to participate in this.
Yeah, it was pretty wild because, guys, they had a line that went all the way down the street of people waiting to get in to the Louis Vuitton. It's the busiest Louis Vuitton in the world. And when all the ladies got off the bus, right, I was filming, and I was like, filming the whole thing. And of course, people were standing in line. Someone began to take pictures like, who are these people? Are they famous? How come they're how come the staff is outside waiting for them and they're getting this private escort right into the Louis Vuitton? They've been waiting an hour just to get in the place.
And you
then,
know
of
what,
course,
Todd, I got to cut you off real quick too, because you just reminded me one other thing also is we felt like, and then people started taking pictures of us because they thought we were famous. They're like, who are these people? And it looked like paparazzi with all the cameras going on.
yeah, I mean, it's an experience you just can't get anywhere else in the world. I mean, absolutely amazing for all the ladies who got to participate. I mean, obviously we were up there. I was up there. You know, they kept bringing the champagne and the macaroons, and of course, I was hanging out with some of this, Danny Segmanol and David Hart, and obviously watching everybody get their Louis Vuitton bags, and just, I mean, everyone was like, it was like Christmas. It was almost like it's not as special as a wedding day, but it's like it's just a special moment for some of these ladies to have that kind of an experience where they're treated like absolute royalty, and they deserve it. They went out, worked hard. In fact, what was interesting is that Louis Vuitton made the comment to our CEO and founder. I was standing there. He's like, it's amazing. We don't have any companies that do this. I mean, we're one of the few companies where they thought up to do this. That, hey, let's just take our top people. Let's take them to Louis Vuitton, this kind of brand that so many ladies dream about. And of course, it's a very high-end brand. Purses can run $4,000, $5,000. And no one's ever done that before. So they don't have anyone that's done that. And they actually were complimenting our CEO and founder on his ingenuity and giving people that level of experience. Here you are, Miss Gina, in the bathtub. Maybe you want to describe what this is?
That's I think that was our Grand Palladium property. Is that correct?
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was one of the rooms in our world tour that we got to participate in. Beautiful room. You've got a beautiful tub there. We had a balcony that we were on. Absolutely 5-star property, breakfast included again.
Yeah, and you guys get this vacation every single year. This is not a one-time thing. You get to go every single year. You're like, hey, where are we going this year? And the company pays for the airfare. They pay for the 5-star accommodations. They pay for the airport transfers. They pay for, meals. They pay for excursions. I mean, this is an out of the world. You don't want to miss an ambassador trip. I mean, they're absolutely magical. When you become an ambassador, you get to override the company every single month. In fact, there's a whole new bonus that the company is getting ready to unfold for the ambassadors. Not official yet, but our CEO founder has talked to the leadership about it and has been hinting about it. So it's not official yet, but there's even more money coming for the ambassadors when you become a 3-star ambassador. Now, this is the watch they gave me and Gina. That's our James Bond watch. So if you've never seen the movie Casino Royale, there's a famous part where they're on the train, him and the accountant, they're going to the famous poker game. And she sees the watch. She goes, beautiful watch. She goes, Rolex? He's like, no, Omega. Anyway, you get the James Bond watch. It's an $8,000 watch. We have a men's version, ladies version. We have people from all over the world that are succeeding with our company, people that have never done this before. Every one of them I just had up on the screen. I had no prior background in our industry. Every one of them built during the pandemic. Every one of them built right off their mobile phone. Every one of them earning 6 figures, some earning multiple 6 figures. Some will soon be earning 7 figures. Guys, there's just nothing like our company on the planet. There's not one company you can point to and say, aha, that company. No, there's nobody doing what we're doing in the area of travel. There's nobody doing what we're doing in the area of recognition. There's nobody doing what we're doing in the area of compensation. We're in our 11th year, paid out millions in commissions all around the globe. Our CEO and founder finalist for Entrepreneur of the Year, offices in California, Madrid, Spain, corporate presence in Portugal, and Cartagena, Colombia. And so again, we have a rock solid company. And as good as all that sounds, the truth is we're just getting started. Most people don't realize it took Starbucks 16 years to get to 17 stores. It took McDonald's 19 years to get to their first franchise. If you know the whole story, they had a drive-in movie business on the East Coast. It failed. They came to the West Coast. They had a hot dog stand, failed. They had a drive-in barbecue that failed. They began to focus on hamburgers and then eventually had a franchise. But if you track the whole history, it took them 19 years to get to the first McDonald's franchise. It takes a while for an entrepreneur to figure out that secret sauce. What's that thing that makes you unique? What's that thing that's going to drive your business? And in our case, as a travel company, it took us 8 years to figure out the secret sauce. Now you may say, well, how do you know you have the secret sauce? Because we doubled in size during the global pandemic. I mean, if you didn't have the secret sauce, you're going out of business during the global pandemic. That's something nobody can see. We had the secret sauce. We doubled in size. If you're a travel company and a pandemic does not slow you down, That's what you call a clue. If we were a publicly traded company, you should all be calling your stockbroker, I buy right now, right? I mean, that's the kind of gravy train you want to hop on. And so we have new leaders coming into the company every single day, huge leaders, significant leaders. The word is getting out. This is a company we want to run with because they've proven they got staying power, proven leadership, proven paying people on time. They have a product everybody wants. Who do you know that likes to travel? Who do you know likes to travel for less? And the great thing about everything I've shared with you tonight is you can validate every bit of it. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't take Gina's word for it. You can get on the phone with whoever invited you to be here. We can take you to the back office. We can pull up Expedia. We can pull up our site. It's not even close. We can walk you through the getaways. I can show you properties in Florida right now where you can get a two-bedroom, 3-bathroom, full kitchen, living room, dining room. You have a jacuzzi tub with the Roman pillars right in the middle of the room, a spiral staircase that takes you up to the bedrooms. It is a property that has a brand name that every one of you would recognize instantaneously. You are 2 minutes outside of Disney. You can be there 7 nights, 8 days for $154 after trading your platinum points. We can do this all day long. Nobody's got that. We can show that to you. It's not if, not maybe, not a matter of opinion. It's not I think. Unequivocally, we are doing something special. And by the way, we've not even talked about the fact that when you open a business with us, you now have a home-based travel business, which means you can write off your house, spouse, kids, meals, travel. I mean, Gina and I were just in Venice. We were just in Athens, Greece. We were just in Barcelona, Spain. We were just in San Antonio, Texas. Guess what? We get to write off the entire trip. The airline tickets, tax deductible. My suit I bought for the trip, tax deductible. The suit I had cleaned in Athens, Greece with the laundry service, tax deductible. The coffee I bought at the airport, tax deductible. The beer I bought for Camilo, tax deductible. The entire thing is, if I got my shoes shine, tax deductible. Every bit of it we got to write off. And so again, you can write off internet, cell phones. What all this means, and again, I know that some of you, this might be new information. What all this means is that when you open up a home-based business with us, you are currently probably working somewhere else, most of you, as a W-2 wage earner. And if you go look at how much you're paying in taxes, just take your gross pay and then look at your net pay, you got that difference, and take that times 52 weeks if you get paid every week, times 26 if you get paid every other week. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm paying tens of thousands in taxes. Well, guess what? If you get a home-based business, you can get a whole bunch of that money back. On average, about $5,000. You can literally save $5,000. Now, again, that's not my opinion. You can go Google this, Google home business tax advantages. You can go to Barnes and Nobles and buy books on this. We can send you a video from Sandy Bakken, who is one of the top 8 attorneys in the entire country on taxes. And he starts the entire video off with, you have to be brain dead. That's his words, not mine. You have to be brain dead if you don't have a home-based business, and here's why. And he begins to outline all the stuff you can do. Well, when you understand it, you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to save 4 times as much in taxes as it even costs for the membership. I mean, whose side are you on? And so I'm going to save thousands of dollars in taxes, way more than the cost of the membership. I'm going to take 3 vacations this year, have a ton of fun. I'm going to go out and tell some people about it, make a chance to make money. And if 1 year later you don't like it, fine, quit, take your tax savings, hope you had a good time on your vacations, and go do something else. I mean, you have everything to gain, nothing to lose. So an incredible company. We sit here at a pivotal moment in our history with the company. By the way, Miss Gina, I didn't even check to see if we had some people on tonight that we might just pop on here for kicks and giggles. So we got my buddy Kyle here in Las Vegas. So Kyle, I'm just gonna put you on the spot here. No pressure to come on. I didn't set anybody up. If you can't do it, no big deal. I get it. So I just invited Kyle. See if Kyle, you want to come on real quick. I see my buddy Jeff Trayfoot on here. I said, Jeff, I'm going to invite you on real quick. Okay, Kyle, you accepted the invitation there. I'm going to make you a co-host. Now, by the way, guys, Kyle, who I just invited on, who was Jeff. Kyle, by the way, happens to work in Las Vegas, Nevada. He has worked in the resort industry his entire life. Now, if you've never been to Vegas, this is a place they know something about resorts, okay? These guys understand what it means to put on a 5-star experience. Obviously, they bring people in from all over the world that want to go to Vegas and participate in all the activities there. And I don't know if Kyle, you accepted the invitation, but I don't see you on here yet. But when we get Kyle on here, I'm going to have him describe, because Kyle has been on like 28 or 29 vacations with our company. Here we go. Travorium, day 11 years old. Happy birthday to us. You there, Kyle?
Yes. Oh,
Okay, we don't see you, but we can hear you.
okay. I
There
have
you are.
two.
There you are.
Okay.
Now we
Normally
can see you. So, Kyle, how many vacations have you been on with the company?
29 so far.
And
And
what's been your favorite?
uh, it's a three-way tie with the Cancun trips. 5-star, 4-star resorts. Uh, Two of them basically were incentive trips, so I only paid the resort fee and taxes. The first one I went on, I paid $89. It was just a phenomenal park, unbelievable compound. And I was there for 6 days for $98, and it should have been like $2,800 to $3,000. The second one was an all-inclusive that it was a world tour. So I saw a lot of our partners there as well. And the third one was a boutique resort. It was an all-inclusive as well. And I only paid resort fee and taxes, which was $385. And it was supposed to be $4,400. And that was a 5-day, 6-day, 5-night stay there. So I got so much value, and I'm going to Cancun, but there's so many other options. You have hundreds, thousands of options. So you pick and choose exactly where you want to go. I just enjoyed Cancun so much. I went back 3 times. I just enjoyed it so much. But yeah, that's the 3 trips I've done. I live in Las Vegas, so I've done some staycations as well. And I went to Orlando, Florida. I went to Catalina Island. I went to Ensenada, Mexico twice as well on cruise ships, and had nothing but fun and met a lot of wonderful people. So I love this company, love the value that you get from the travel. It's just a winning ticket.
Yeah, Kyle, and Kyle, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, because again, I know you worked in Las Vegas and you work at the biggest resorts there, and you have your entire life. And I know you've been on 29 different trips with us, and you just obviously have that incredible comparison, that incredible background, because obviously Las Vegas is famous for its 5-star accommodations and bringing Saudi royal princesses in, and people from Asia that fly in on their private jets and want to be wined and dined. And obviously, you know what it is to see a nice resort. And you've been on 29 trips with our company, and obviously you can attest to how incredible the trips are. And you're going there for absolute pennies. And I see my buddy Jeff Trayfoot literally driving his semi truck down the road as we speak here. And so, Jeff, obviously safety first. I don't want you taking any chances while you're driving there, but if you can, you guys just got back for your birthday from Daytona.
Oh yeah, always safety first, buddy. But yeah, Daytona was out of this world. I mean, it was a bucket list item for me as a NASCAR fan to finally get the chance to go and throw in the amount of money we saved on our resort in Orlando, which should have cost us about $1,500 for the stay, and after trading in points during the peak time, because finding places in and around Orlando and Daytona during the Super Bowl of NASCAR is pretty darn close to impossible. And instead of paying $1,500, I paid $540 for 8 days, 7 nights.
Wow, nice.
And the rental car, Heather booked that, and she booked it for, I think it was about $300 for the week. She went on the actual website of the place that we with Travorium use in our back office religiously, went on their actual site for the same week. They were trying to charge us $1,300.
So a trip that should have cost basically $3,000, you were there for $800.
Pretty much. And I can tell you we've got more trips planned. And I know I'm going to go off the grid just a little bit here. I know we talk about Resorts World in Vegas a lot. And I know Kyle lives there. Daryl and Maria live there. I just picked up in Vegas this afternoon and actually drove by that place. And when you talk about a 5-star, I mean, for those of you that have been to Vegas, You know how huge the hotels are. It pales. One of the bigger resorts that you can see from the strip is the Trump Towers. This resort world is right there in size. It is. I actually had Heather on the phone, and I said, "We're going. This place looks out of this world, and I can't wait to experience that." And one other side note, I do want to. I know she's in bed because she's got to be up in a few hours, but it is Heather's birthday tomorrow, so I wanted to wish her a happy birthday. And we're just making our way home.
Sounds awesome, buddy. I'll make sure I send her a message for a happy birthday message. And thank you for hopping on. I got my buddy Anthony Williams. This guy is Mr. Energy, Mr. Passion. We got to hang out with him in San Antonio, but he's got a big background in our industry, Anthony. I wonder if you just might kind of, sum up, in summary, your thoughts, from your years of being in the industry, being around the industry, all the things you know about the company. What would you say to people as we get ready to sign off here?
Well, Todd, I want to thank you for allowing me to come up and share real quick. I want to say thank you to you and Gina for putting on this presentation was fire. I mean, everything that you shared was very timely. And for those of you watching for the first time, hopefully you guys can glean the information he shared. But here's what I want to share with you as someone just coming to the company with 35 years of experience in this industry. I had the privilege of being with the CEO and his wife and Todd and Daryl and Maria Roberts, Coach Deborah Taylor, Ambassador Deborah Taylor, Ambassador Sly. I'm here to tell you, this is a world-class group of people, that these people are powerful and awesome. And a lot of people have never done this type of business before, are experiencing awesome success. So what does that mean to you watching for the first time? Timing could never be better for you to be a part of an organization that cares about its people. The money's good, but this is what's so awesome, is being able to be around people that will influence, motivate, inspire, create, and generate happiness. And ultimately, that's what you want in your life, is to be happy, to enjoy. And here's the other thing, Coach D is legacy. And that was what I got a chance to bear witness to, is a legacy that her husband, Guy, you spoke of earlier, left a legacy to their grandchildren. Man, that brings me to tears to know that that's ultimately what you would want to do in your life, is between the time you were born and the time you check out, what did you do in that dash? So Coach D and Guy, what a wonderful story that we got a chance to bear witness to. So for those of you looking at this, do not hesitate. Take quick and decisive action and get involved with this with the person that invited you here this evening. This is your chance. Todd, thank you so much for letting me share, man.
No, Anthony, I appreciate you coming on, and I love what you said, because the legacies, you think about the granddaughters, because the money went to Deborah, right, and his wife, and then she chose to put it in trust because that was his wishes for the granddaughters, and they're 4 and 6 years old, and so they have this 100,000 a year, and this time next year it'll be 200 grand a year. It's going to keep growing. All this money is pouring into an account that's compounding and being invested. They are now heiresses. They are heiresses. They are each going to inherit at some point a 7-figure head start in life because of what you just said a moment ago, what he did with that moment of time. He took action, and that action he took has led to him setting up his grandkids in such a way that his picture is going to be above the fireplace. Right?
And think about what they did to earn it. Have fun. And you said, whose side are you on?
Yeah, one of the things I tell people all the time, Anthony, people ask the question, hey, well, when are you guys going to retire? I'm like, retire? Retire from what? Having fun? Hey, are you going to go to Athens, Greece? Nah, we're retired. We don't want to go there and eat the gyros and drink the Mythos. That's the kind of beer they serve there, right? It's called Mythos. We're retired. Are you guys going to go to Cancun? Nah, we're retired. Hey, by the way, we are going to get to Cancun. What's the date, Gina?
I believe it's the 16th through the 20th.
Yeah, there's a world tour in Cancun. It's in June. It's the 20th dates involved. So if you guys can find the World Tour in Cancun on that 20th date, our CEO and founder is going to be there. Me and Gina are going to be there. And I believe our CEO and founder is going to be doing something you may not want to miss while you're there. So just a little, drop a little hint, not, just dropping it. If you were thinking about going, don't hesitate. You might want to go because he's going to be there. We're going to be there. And there could be some pretty good stuff happening there.
Todd, it's the
That's called
21st to the
approval,
25th.
There you go, 21st to the 25th. So it just a little heads up for everybody that's here tonight, right? So again, if you can't go, no big deal. But if you were thinking of going, go get it booked because it's going to be it's going to be special. And with that, guys, I appreciate all of you being here. We are at the top of the hour. Anthony, Jeff, Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, everybody give Miss Gina some hearts and love for hopping on and participating tonight. I appreciate all you guys. We'll be back again tomorrow night with Danny Seguinal. I mean, Danny's got a phenomenal story. I think he's still in France, by the way. I mean, this guy literally travels so much that he parked his Mercedes in my driveway January of last year. And so his Mercedes is still in my driveway. We're 14, 15 months later, a year and 3 months. And he's the guy so busy traveling, he ain't been back to pick up his own Mercedes yet. And so with that, we'll be here tomorrow night with Danny. He's got a phenomenal story. Hey, bring everyone. I mean, all you got to do is invite somebody to the call, right? What are you doing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock East Coast time? That might be worth $100,000 to you this year. Anything? I mean, no, I mean, record whatever show you're going to watch, hop on this Zoom with me. I want you to hear about this guy, Danny Seguinal. He's been traveling the world, making, multiple six-figure income, doing what he wants, when he wants, with whom he wants. You got to hear his story. Be here tomorrow night, guys. Appreciate you guys. Then Saturday, we'll have our training with Daryl Maria Roberts. So that's always going to be phenomenal. And then on Sunday, we got Coach D, Pastor Mel doing the fireside chat. Have a great evening, everyone. God bless.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.